Here is a YouTube monetization tutorial for beginners, especially those who are just starting their journey on YouTube or any other social media platform. So, growing on social media platform, especially like YouTube, sometimes can be very challenging. But trust me, in this particular video, I'm going to be showing you things that by the time you begin to understand how the system works, you begin to know how to put your content in the right way. Understanding this type of information that you are seeing now will really be a long way or help you to grow your social media, especially the case of YouTube as the case may be. So the first time you post on YouTube, you get to understand that your videos might not really appear on this homepage as you are seeing at the beginning. Yes, because this first stage of YouTube, the system does not really know what exactly you are doing. So it will take time by consistently posting for a minimum period of, let's say, 3 months before the system can begin to recognize you and identify with you. Yes, it is normal. There's nothing really wrong with that your channel at that very point. If you are not getting a lot of view, just continue pumping in and the system will begin to recognize you. But while you are doing that, by the time the system begin to recognize you to a certain stage where you are getting views, these are the things that you are going to be seeing on your dashboard. You go to your analytics here, look at it here, then you come to your this environment where you pick content. Yes, all these tools are here to help you correct certain things that are not going on well. I'm going to be explaining them one after the other, just the way TikTok has their own, Instagram and Facebook. Yes, they flow almost in the same way. What you learn here will help you in all those other platforms too. So we have the short form content, which is those videos that are less than 1 minute. Now the time has been extended beyond 1 minute. You have the long form video, which are up to 1 hour, 3 hours, 5 minutes, and the rest of them. So the case of Instagram is mostly short, so this one will work mostly on Instagram and TikTok, while this one can also work on Facebook and other platforms. So this is it. This is what this means. This is 7 point something K, this is 3 point something K. These are they are telling you the number of new viewers that came across that watch this content. For the case of this, we have the live stream too. So you will now understand that this short form, it means there are a lot of people consuming a lot of short form content for this. So for a smart person, if you are going to be investing more energy on posting more shorts so that you get to build your subscribers very fast, that is the secret here. Then for this, I'm going to prove to you, you get to see it. For this, yes, this is actually also good, but it means the people who consume long form content now are grown low, are very few. Let me show you proof now. When you look at this subscriber in the last 28 days, you can see 104 new subscribers just for short videos and 56 for long videos. So you can see this means the short video is getting more subscribers than the long video. So that is to tell you that what I just told you now is correct, and you can see the number of returning viewers for the two content. So this is the first stage that you need to be aware of. Then we are going to see what and what you are going to be correcting by the time you begin to have this kind of information. So you will now go further. By the time we come down here, you will get to see how viewers find your content. What this means here is, how do people discover your content? By the time you post after a period of time, you get to see what we call this impression. This impression is a typical demonstration of what you see here. If you go to the YouTube homepage, this thing is called impression. It's not views. What we mean by impression is the number of people that get to see your content as you share your content. So you can see, this means this information is going to be shown in the database of each of these persons that they have seen their content, but they might not give them my information, but they will be notified under this impression that these are the number of people that have seen their content. Then by the time you click any of the content you watch, this is where this comes to play, where we'll have this 9.8K. It's talking about people who, by the time they just see the impression, they now get to watch the content. Then you get to see the number of watch hours that have been generated for the impression. This is it for the impression. That means this has serious effect on your content, this impression, because the key thing there is, if you're having large impression like this with very low views here, it means there are certain things you need to correct. I'm going to be explaining them. What are these things? Maybe your thumbnail, especially thumbnail for this case, really matters a lot. And then the caption of your videos really also matters a lot, because when you're having a lot of impression like this and you're having very low views like this, it means you need to work on the caption and as well as the title and some other things. Then you go further now. For this, you get to see that this channel has a lot of views that are coming from YouTube channel. This means people are actually searching for things like this. This means the SEO optimization of this video on this channel is actually having a pass mark, since almost half are getting this through search. So that means it is actually appearing on searches, on Google search and the rest of other search option. You can see this is it for shown feeds continuously. When I go down continuously again, so this is where this one ends. Then we'll come to audience. What do you need to take note of when it comes to audience? Sorry, before we go to audience, let me go back to this other platform again to explain certain things. When I come to this long videos option, you can actually see it also. You can see in the case of this particular channel, you can see this click-through rate is telling you that this is a very good performance for a click-through rate. That is 7.1. That means the thumbnail for the long videos are actually reasonable enough to get a sizable 7 point, because most YouTube channel hardly get up to 7 point something. If you are having up to 7 and above, it's still very good. Then for the case of this average view duration, this average view duration is talking about how long people spend to watch averagely your first few minutes of your video. If few people stay to watch longer, it means you have a higher average of this, depending on the length of the video. If you have few people who watch it, it means you are going to have a very small number, irrespective of how long they stay. So this is what this average watch time talk about. So when you break it down, therefore go further to short. In the case of this short, you can see the short is having 14 point something K. You can see the number of likes. So this likes is telling you that people are actually connecting with your content. Then you can see the number of subscribers you are generating. Then for the case of the live, you can see the performance of the live too. If you are posting live videos more, you get to see it here. If you are posting less, you get to see it. Even post, that means for the case of post, you can see that means text related content that you are posting on your channel is also having effect. You can see the impression and you can see the likes. So for that is it for now. But you can come to the next point here, where we are talking about audience. This one also really matters. You can see the number of returning viewers for the case of this channel and the number of unique viewers. So if you come down here, this is the most interesting part about this. If you come down here, this information is showing you a lot of things. This is telling you the time in which people who watch your content are mostly online. If I come here, like in the case of this one, you can see it means on Sundays, people who watch this channel are mostly online in the evening. On Mondays, they are mostly in the afternoon around 2 p.m. and then evening. Then on Wednesdays, they are barely online. Then sorry, on Tuesday, barely online. You can see on Wednesday, you can see. So by the time you look at this information and you evaluate it, you now see that most people who watch content on this particular channel watch mostly in the evening time. So that means if your information is telling you in the evening, that means you should develop your habit of posting at least 1 or 2 hours before this time, so that the system will quickly accept it in the database, process it, then show it on this feed, so that they can easily see it once they are coming online through notification and other option. So that is the essence of that particular information you are seeing here. You don't post after this time. If you post late into the night, in the case of this one, it's going to affect your videos negatively. So you can see also the performance. You can see for everybody watches the short and the long. If I go down now, this is another interesting part. So for this interesting part, you get to see the performance, the people who watch your video, what type of people watch your video, what devices do they use. You can see it means a lot of people use mobile phone these days to watch YouTube video. You can see it against those days when it's usually on the computer set. So you can see this is telling you that, followed by those who uses computer and then laptop and then tablet. That means people who watch this content don't use tablet that much. Then if you come to the breakdown now, you can see the performance too for a long video. Then if you go for short, you can see. So that is how it is. If you go down now, you can see this is the performance for those who turn on notification and the rest of them. This is where the interesting thing comes into play, especially when it comes to the business side of what you are doing on the internet space. This information is showing that people who watch this content mostly are from India, which is the same thing that if you check your videos, you get to see where your audience are coming most. You can see United States, you can see Kenya, Nigeria, Ghana. So if I go to the long form video, you can see it has changed again. So that means if you offer valued content of that offers to help people solve problem where they get to pay you. It means your larger audience will come from the country that your larger customer will come from those on the first list, followed by this, followed by this, followed by this, continuously to the last one. That does not mean that people in other countries here will not get to patronize you. They will still patronize you. If you go to the short form, you can see on the short form aspect, it is now reversed. So that means if you are offering solution to people and the larger percentage of people who watch this content are watching through short form, it means this country will be the number one on the list, followed by this, followed by this. So that is how this platform works, and this will also affect your revenue. That is one thing you need to be aware of. So you can see it means the CPA for each of these countries are not the same because they have different currencies and their currencies have different value. So that means if you have for short form content, for the case of this video, if the short form video generates revenue, it means a larger portion of the money will come from United States, and which, since they are offering dollars, is going to be much more profitable. Then if you go to the long form contents in this same channel, you see that the performance will still be moderately okay because United States is still here, which is a tier 1 country. So that means if your analytics is showing you that your information, your viewers are commonly mostly for tier 3 or tier 4 countries, it means your revenue is going to be very, very low. That is the implication of this analytics, this aspect of this information you are seeing. So you also have other aspects that you can look up to. This other one, which talks about the language translation, you can see English, French, and the rest of them. So this means a lot of people watch the video without subtitle. A larger portion watch with from English, and then you get to see. Then this will give you an idea, especially for the case of this one. If I come to this very point, let's go to this very one. You see, a lot of people watch these short videos from India. So by implication, it means I can actually make video for this particular channel in India, so that, or put subtitle in India, so that those in India can benefit, despite the fact that we have Germany and other ones here, so that those in India can benefit, where they get to connect with the content more. Then if we come to gender, you get to see the age bracket. You can see male, you can see female, then you can see unspecified, then you can see the age bracket too. This tells you that the kind of people that your content connect with, if they are elderly people, if they are young people, if they are people of age, and the rest of them. So that is it for this aspect. Then the last part that we are going to be looking at is the trend. When we talk about trends, we are talking about the type of trending information that are in your niche. So that is why they always talk about picking a niche. Picking a niche means you are going to be gathering people who have specific interest in what you are doing. So here you use this particular point to have an idea on the type of people that are watching your content more. Let's say for example AI avatar, or let's say AI avatar. So if I click AI avatar, you get to see what will come up. You can see very low interest. So that means for AI avatar content, people who have interest on this topic are very low. But if I pick another content, let's say AI money, let's see. So it's still very low, but by the time you keep trying out a couple of keywords, you get to see top searches in this topic. You can see this keyword has a very high volume of people searching. So that means if you make content around this topic, you are bound to you have a higher chance of getting more views on this. And then how to do this one will be lower, and then this one will also be low. So this is another key feature in YouTube that you need to be aware of. I believe you get to learn something in this particular video. I'm going to be breaking down a lot of other things as time goes on. So I've already talked about how to create engaging content in my previous video, how to edit your video to make them engaging. These are things that you need to be aware of if you want to grow on social media, irrespective of whether YouTube, TikTok, or Instagram. And I've shown you proof that these things actually work. In that particular video, you get to see proof that making your video very engaging works. I've also made resources available that you can get from the links I'll be leaving in the description box of this video that will really help you to grow your social media presence, because you need to be aware that no matter how much money you are going to be spending promoting your platform, if your content are not engaging, if you are not posting content, let me tell you, you are just going to be wasting your money. So this is why you need to learn all these things. I've already put up a step-by-step guide from content creation, from content idea, content creation, development strategy, down to content monetization. And I've also started breaking it down. Have video where I talk about how to get more views on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and the rest of them. So I'm also growing on this. I'm going to be breaking down the available opportunities, earning opportunities online. I've already given a video on that. Do well to check these videos. They will really be of help to you. Thanks once again. See you in my next video.